Meantime, this is being called a big shift in the way regulators to keep utility companies in check. Late this afternoon, the Arizona Corporation Commission held what may be its biggest vote in a long time, passing by a 3-2 majority a new plan for how it regulates some 300 utilities, including the big ones, APS and Southwest Gas.
Joe Dana tells us why critics say the vote is being rushed. Joe?
You could compare this vote to a football team rewriting its playbook. This new model for setting rates will fundamentally change how the commission does business and how it holds utility companies accountable. Consumer advocates allege this plan was rammed through without due process. And it is true, the commission skipped 2 major steps while arriving at today's vote.
Give us feedback.
Commission Chair Jim O'Connor acknowledged there were questions about whether a new model of overseeing utilities, known as formula rates, was the right path for the commission to pursue. In October, O'Connor asked his staff for a legal opinion and invited community leaders to continue collaborating with them.
And I eagerly look forward to that kind of input in our next workshop.
But there was no workshop and no publicized legal opinion. Instead,
Move the item for a vote.
O'Connor and Commissioner Nick Myers released a new plan that led to Tuesday's vote. The 3-2 yes vote puts the commission on course for an entirely new way of regulating utilities. Described as a tectonic shift, the formula rates approach requires intense scrutiny every 5 years and informal reviews of rates every year. Right now, utilities go to the commission every 2 to 3 years to make their case about why they deserve higher rates in lengthy hearings before a judge. Supporters say the new plan will prevent sticker shock of drastic rate hikes.
It's always easier for especially our small business members to plan for small incremental increases as opposed to being hit with a very large one.
Opponents warn it will mean less transparency and higher customer rates.
The policy statement does not establish meaningful guardrails.
It's ambiguous, and it lacks sufficient detail to understand all of the legal consequences.
It's not changing any of our existing ACC rules. It's simply giving the option to the utilities to reduce the number and frequency of the rate cases, which is ultimately a good thing for customers.
Worth noting, the commission's own invited expert on regulation testified among the few states that have used this type of rate making, there is not one where it has proved to benefit consumers. And in one case, it led to scandal and malfeasance. So there remains a lot of skeptics tonight.
So the bottom line here, the rate hikes, that's what everybody wants to know about. Are we seeing them sooner than we would have otherwise?
Yeah, and to clarify, we mentioned SRP earlier, right? They are not under this umbrella of regulation. They're nonprofits. That's separate. Now, there are details to be hammered out next year on how this will be implemented with the utilities it does pertain to. Expect APS to file a new rate case under this new format then. And one consumer group suggested they may file a lawsuit over this, alleging the commission did not follow due process by rushing it the way they did. Back to you.
All right, Joe, thank you for the report.